you guys. Welcome to Chitter Chatting. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Karen. This is for entertainment purposes. Everything is allegedly in our opinions. How are you today,
Yes.
everyone?
Hello. Welcome back. You guys, this podcast is a little bit about everything. We're going to be talking about things of the world,
Yes.
things dealing with religion. We are Christians. We love God, so we like to talk about that.
Yes.
We like to empower women. Yes, we're big advocates for that. And let's just get into it. Today's topic is, do you think the people of the world are trying to get to our kids through our music that they listen to, maybe the TV shows, the toys that they play with, our clothes? Like, what do you guys think? What you thinking?
I'm thinking, yeah, they might be trying to get through us through the things that our children do. I mean, if you look in the school systems, there are a lot of disruption from a lot of different kids. And it's not always because it's mental problems going on.
That's what I wanted to say. Do you think it is mental? Because they blame everything on being a mental issue.
I don't think that. A lot of kids, they come from good homes, and the parents teach them right from wrong. I think that's in our being.
Yeah.
We know, we kind of know when we're doing good and when we're doing bad. So I don't think it's any behavioral problems and stuff like that. I just think it's because of,
maybe they took God out the classroom.
They took praying out of the schools.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of different religions. Everybody has their own
thing,
their own religion. But it's just that the kids are not taught like they should be taught.
Yeah. And why do you think that? Do you think just people just stop believing that there's something out there, or they just people nowadays just don't care, and they teaching their kids just not to care?
You know what? It's so much going on. So many people are stressed out. They have to work a lot of jobs. They're not around the kids like they should. A lot of kids are latchkey kids. They're on their computers, and the computers are kind of raising them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, they see all sorts of games. Even though you put the parental channels in for them, they're smart. They know how to get through it.
Oh yeah.
So they know how to just put that code in there and watch everything that they want to watch.
Yeah.
And sometimes it ain't PG. That's for sure.
Okay, well, I'm going to take it down a little bit about, it was a dog that was going around. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to say it's a dog that's going around that's real popular. I don't know when the dog came out, but I just know it's real popular. And it was on The Simpsons, talking about it was possessed with, like, people that brought the dog eyes like they was moving, the dog, like, different things will be happening in the house. So what do you think? Do you think they are, like, literally putting, like, different spells or, I don't know, little things that's
little
not
black magic,
that's
voodoo?
You think they doing that into toys?
A little of everything probably is going in there. I mean, they got your T-shirts and your clothes and things with the crossed out eyes on, and they're telling people to go to HELL and all that stuff. That's not good stuff for our children, our young folk to be wearing.
And I do notice, if you notice in something, now I'm not gonna lie, back in the day I loved me a good witchy show until I've learned that that wasn't the right thing to be looking at. But I used to love me a good witchy show, okay? But do you notice like they putting it out more? Like they have a toy that help you do potions.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world
cast spells and stuff. Yeah.
Like that is crazy. So do you think they trying to get the kids to like, veer away from God?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just something that's just happening? It really don't have a meaning to it. It's just what you thinking?
I think everybody has their religion.
Yeah.
Everybody believes in a higher power. Okay, so I mean, I don't understand where all the other stuff is coming from.
Yeah.
All the voodooism and all the witchcraft and all that type of stuff coming from. It's kind of weird. Yeah. And our kids are like kind of falling for it. Because
it's fun.
Yeah, because those games and stuff that be on those laptops and tablets and things, they are not appropriate for all of our children.
Right.
So
what do you do? Like, do you stop your kids from watching it? Or like, me personally, I feel like nowadays it's kind of like it's in their face. Like, they got to go to school, sometimes you learn things from other people, and I feel like this is a hard situation. Because it's like, how do you stop your kid from watching something or playing with something that they're not supposed to. I mean, I think that's kind of hard. Like,
Yeah,
how you do
it
that?
is, and I know parents really don't have the time, considering they have to cook, they have to clean, they have to work. So, I mean, but maybe limiting the time that they spend on the tablet, on the laptop. And kind of when you're cooking, kind of look over there and see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I used to, when my children were young, I used to always say, all right, what you doing? Let me see what you're doing. That way I can find out what they're into, what they're not, while I was cooking.
Right.
So, it's a lot of ways you can do stuff. You can say, look, you're only going to have 4 hours a day on the tablet, on the game shows, or those PlayStations or whatever they got.
Yeah.
And then you tell them that's it. Now we're gonna find a book or something else. Put a game together.
Yeah.
They could play the little Uno cards. They can do all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
But this brings me back to really the way the society is.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't practice praying and and reading their word and stuff like that. And I just believe that when you don't practice that stuff, how your kid gonna know?
Yeah.
They're not really practicing it. Like, if you're not living, I'm not saying, everybody don't go to church every day. Everybody don't. And that's fine. I'm not saying you're not, a Christian or whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call yourself as a religion. I don't say you don't believe in God, but I just feel like, a lot of people they don't think about that maybe. Maybe they don't think
that's
about.
That's not at the top of their list right now.
Yeah,
They're doing other things that we kind of forget to have the time with God like we should, or higher power that we should.
Yeah, I don't really like saying higher power. I like to say God or Lord, because to me it's like a higher. No, it's the Lord.
I say God for myself, but I know there are people who believe in a higher power.
And I get it, yeah.
So, just to keep them in the loop, it's a higher power.
Yeah.
It's God for me.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm trying to keep everybody into the loop. I get it,
yes. No discrimination over here,
No
baby.
discrimination.
Okay?
Whatever you believe in is what you believe in.
Yes.
These are just opinions that we have.
That's it.
We don't want to see any messages about, how we said something bad about you. Because no, that's not our
just
point.
Our opinion.
We're just trying to figure out what's going on with the young folk nowadays.
Yes,
they always angry for no reason. What are you angry for?
And they don't want to do nothing.
They don't. They lazy.
You ask them like,
and not all of our children are lazy.
That's true.
But I'm saying a good 80% is.
Yeah, they don't want to. It's like times nowadays is not fun for the kids. When I was younger, like, just watching TV and just playing a good family game, you know what I'm saying, was fun for me.
Yeah.
Just having little sleepovers or just doing little things in the house. To me, that was fun.
Yeah.
And I stayed outside. These kids nowadays, I don't even think they go outside.
They don't go outside because most of the time, a lot of times it's because it's got so much crazy stuff
what's going on. Yeah.
People are kidnapping the children and they're doing too much fighting and arguing and shooting and all that stuff. So I guess the parents are a little leery about letting their young ones go outside. Their teenagers go out and hang out,
I get it.
But I mean, back then there was recreation centers and places you could go. Now, I don't know what they have out here for our kids now.
Well, it's a difference. City kids always, I feel, don't get a lot. They get left in the back burner because, they city kids.
Yeah.
The kids that's more so in these counties and like the other areas of, I feel like they get, different levels of learning and different levels of things that they can have to succeed. Even the kids that don't even deserve it, I feel they get it. In the city, they figure, hey, most of them people are poor, which is not true. Some of them, they just choose to live in the city because they love the city or whatever the case might be. But I do think it's like a different standard when it comes to different areas in different states and stuff.
They have playgrounds that they keep up. In county areas, and they have top-notch learning tools. The city, we barely have air conditioning in the schools,
Yeah.
So I mean, what are our kids learning? What are they learning? And then they, when you get home after you do your schoolwork at school, you go home There you got your friend's tablet with all these games that's out here. You know, what else you got?
Yeah.
You got TikTok. Some of them got TikTok pages and Facebook pages. And
So-
I didn't even know kids could know how to do all that sort of stuff.
So let me ask you a question. What age do you think is appropriate for kids to get on the internet? Now for me, I would say I think you need to at least be in high school, and at least almost about to graduate. Because I feel like by then, you know, you halfway done with school. You know, it shouldn't be no like distraction. You know, I understand kids want to have, this is like a new way of having fun and communicating with people. I get it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, when you're a little bit younger, you don't need to know about no Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you need to
That's true.
worry about your school stuff and being a kid,
Yeah.
not worrying about who liking you and how many likes you got, you know?
I agree. Maybe high school might be better. Middle school, you're just trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
You go through a lot of puberty, a lot of growing mentally and physically. That it's kind of hard to, you know, kind of focus
Yeah.
where you need to focus at. So high school most definitely would be the one I would say. High school.
I agree. And then like my thing is like, so do you blame the parents for the way the kids are turning out, or do you blame the people that's putting certain things in our kids' face?
Well, you can't really
or is-
blame the
can you
parent
blame-
because we don't know what the home life is like. So I mean, you know, they might have to work 2 and 3 jobs.
That's true.
So that means they're a latchkey kid. They got to figure out what they have to do to entertain themselves. So I don't think it's the parents. I just think that we just going to have to try to figure out a way that we can limit and get their minds off of
Something
just being
different.
on the game all the time.
Yeah.
There's got to be something else that piques their interest besides, you know, all these different games that the kids are playing. And a lot of these games I hear are spying on the children with pedophiles and things of that nature.
I heard a lot.
So you want to
to
be careful of that anyway. That, you know, because they can send messages to people.
Yeah.
They don't know who our kids are sending these messages to.
That's true.
Are they grown people? You know, I mean, trying to interact with our kids. We have to be mindful of that. Nowadays, everything is so techno. You know, everything is technology. I barely can do my phone. I have to get my children or my grandchildren to help me to figure out stuff on my phone. That's bad. But I mean, you know, nowadays you have to either be up with it or you're lost.
Yeah.
Baby, you're lost.
Lost in the sauce.
Yeah, because you be sitting there saying, okay, so what do I do next? What do I do next? Oh, just download and update it. So what do I do with that stuff? So, yeah, it can be scary.
Yeah.
You know, trying to find out some new stuff. I know that we need to know it, but is all techno great for us? I think sometimes they kind of run our lives a little bit.
I think because you got people can't even live without, like nowadays I actually see people like they don't even have conversations anymore.
No.
It's like everybody at the table, everybody on their phone.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, okay, like I mean,
There's no dinner conversation.
can we talk?
What
Like,
did you do today? How was your day? Stuff like that. It's like everybody on their phone. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta take that. They gotta get away from the table.
Or they want to be showing you every 5 minutes what's on
what's
it.
this?
That's so funny.
And did you see that? It's so funny. Or you gotta look at it. And I'm like, look, we're out or we're at the table. It's phones are banned.
Yeah.
When you come to the table, we go out somewhere. You better not pull out that phone with me. My grandkids, they know. My kids, they know. I don't play that.
Yeah. I think it's a time and place for that. And I feel like when you having like dinner and stuff like that, I feel like you need to be present.
That's family time.
Yeah, I agree.
Family time. And that I think that's what we need to get back into. We need to get back into being a family again. You know, maybe that will help curb some of the time spent on the tablet as well. Family.
I ain't gonna lie, some family members you know you can't get along with.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even
You're
gonna
right.
say it.
You're
Some
right.
family members make you want to choke them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
You know, that's not the right thing to do or how to think or how to act, but it be like that. So what do you do with people like that? Like, do you just try to love them anyway? Like, you try to, you know, of course you always love them anyway because they're your family member, but
those people that
were
kind of toxic, you need to meet them where they're at. You know what? Because you can't change them until they want to change.
Yep.
So
Let people be people.
Love them where they are.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
And you know, when they start doing that foolishness stuff, you're like, all right, well, you know what?
It's time for me to go.
It's time for me to go.
Have a good one.
I had a lovely time here with you, spending time with you, but now it's time for me to go because you're not going to pull out that bag of tricks with me.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
So.
Yeah, I understand that because I just be wondering that, like, for people, because for me, I just think I don't have time for drama. I stay away from stuff like that. Like, that, I'm too old for that. I don't have time for that. Life is too short.
Yes.
I just want to travel and have fun, okay, and be in peace.
That's me.
It. That's all I want.
Live your life the best that you can live it. Because life is short. People are leaving here left and right. So you gotta be, you gotta live your life to make you happy.
I agree. All right. So I guess that's it for us, huh?
That's it.
All right, you guys. Until next time. But what I would say, keep your kids close, you guys. Monitor what your kids are doing because there's things out here that's trying to pull them to the wrong paths. I'm trying to tell you. Like, all these TV shows is not good for your kids. You need to be, kind of having like a string on what they watching and what they listening to. Music. It's crazy things in this music that you guys need to be monitoring. Even the adults, stop listening to some of that stuff. Y'all be okaying things y'all don't even know what y'all okaying.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that, music is good and everything, but I'm telling you, it's stuff in that music, it's stuff in these TV shows that y'all need to be watching your kids. I'm not saying you just look at the wall all day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, do what you do, but I'm just saying just be mindful. All right, you guys, that's all I'm going to say. I'm done preaching for today. Until next time, you guys, love someone on purpose. Later.
God's not through with us yet.
All right.